DIY friends. I am so happy you're back. And of course, for everyone who is new here, my name is Yanni and I'm doing this DIY channel together with Dyanne. And of course, we hope you are ready for some new inspiration. Let's go for it.
So we start off with this DIY in a rather unusual place. We are in the garage because I have really two big plates of wood. Look at my hand. They're pretty big ones. These come from the free wood corner from IKEA. That is, at least in our country, thanks to Sandrina who wrote us about it. You can collect free parts of wood at the exit of IKEA. They have different things anytime because people keep picking it out and they keep stuffing it back with wood. So I have these two, and I thought it would be cool to make a boy and a girl snowman out of it. So first what I want to do is draw what I want to sew, and then I'll go over to Jenny's place because her husband helps me with a figure saw, with a power saw, sorry. I can do figure sewing myself, but not a power saw. So here we go. Okay, I collected 3 circles in, well, just a random shape, which I thought that could be the body, the bottom, the body part, and the head of the snowman. I'm going to grab myself a big marker, and I'm going to draw around. This is a stool from IKEA. And these are 2 plates, so you can just pick whatever you have at home. And then you can start drawing around. I try to do as much as I can to that side of the wood, because I also want to make a hat, I think. And then the size of this thing might not be enough for what I've picked, but we'll see. Okay, I draw around the stool, but I thought that the place was a little bit too big compared to the head. So I took a bowl. And I think I'm going to move it a little bit over here, so it looks more like a real snowman, not like 3 circles stacked on top of each other. And here we have our snowman in being. I'm not going to draw the head yet. Where am I? I'm not going to draw the head yet. As you can see, I have plenty enough of wood now because I stacked them down a little bit. But first, I'm going to Jenny's place, saw this one, and this was going to be the girl, and then I'm going to put the girl over that plank there, draw around with the marker, and then I just draw the head by myself, because then I have 2 actual same sizes and also same stacked snowman, because if I'm going to restack it now, I think it's going to look different, and that is not what I want, because I want it to be a pair, so they have to be the same size and shape. So here's the girl snowman, and we're now going to make the boy with the hat. Here, just been drawing around the figure, and this section here will be the hat. First I drawn this bigger size, but that was definitely too big, so this is going to be for the hat. So here we are back in the shed. I'm going to DIY here because it is really warm up on the attic today. Yesterday it was more than 40 degrees up there. I don't know how much Fahrenheit that is, but here it's much cooler and much better to work. So the sewing is done, but there are still some rough edges here and there, and I want to remove that by just using a file. And after that I can start with the paint job. Okay, it is time to paint. I'm going to use my regular just white paint from the construction market, and a really big brush because there is quite a lot to paint. Well, nothing really special about this actually. For the girl, I'm going to paint everything. For the boy, only not the head part, so the cube upon his head. Okay, the white paint is done. Now it is time to move over to the black paint. I use the blackboard paint, and Jenny and I always use a lot in our crafts. Let me sit down here and open up the can. And I'm just going to paint. Doesn't have to be this neat because I'm going to cover it up with a painter stick. So only roughly upon the edges, as long as the rest has been painted well. The section of the head is black. Now I have a painter stick here, which I'm going to put glue on. Or maybe it is better for me, let's crawl over here, to put the glue up on here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. just upon the edge. Oops. Just like so. Then I'll be pressing this on. Here will be a fine place. Now, of course, as always, there is too much glue. Let me just remove that. It's just a filthy old blanket. Also here, a little bit on top. Just like so. Now I'm going to grab myself a new brush and then start painting the stick in the black color. So it just matches the hat. And let that dry. Okay, I think the biggest paint job is done. Now let's move up to the attic, to the craft room, where we can finish this project off. Okay, back at the attic, I want to give these cute snowmen and snow women actually a face. Therefore, I'm first going to draw their faces with a pencil. Then I'm going to make the mouth and the eyes with this black marker. And after that, I also need to paint the nose, of course. And therefore, I have this yellow and red acrylic paint, a cup and a pencil so I can mix the paint and start painting around. First, let me sketch the eyes and the mouth and everything like that with the pencil here. Okay, try to zoom in on the faces. This is the one of the lady. And here, oops, we have the one of the boy. Well, I think we're going to start off with painting the noses and then using the marker. Just pour some paint into the cup. And when I just use a really small brush. And then I start painting. You don't have to work really neat around the edges because I'm going to use the marker for that part. I always like to draw the line around first and then start painting the nose. The noses are done, but they still have to dry, and I think, as you can see in the texture, they might need another layer of paint. But that doesn't stop me from using this marker already for the mouth and for the eyes of both of the snowmen. Now their faces look much better, don't they? Yeah, I think I am going to put a black line around the nose. And then let's see how we can decorate them further. Now, aren't these faces super cute? I want to decorate the bodies with these... how do you call these things actually? I have no idea. I just forgot the word. That is stupid. With these things here, the large one. Buttons. Yes, that was the word. I think we're going to paint them in black. And then just glue them one here. And one here upon his belly. Well, there they are now with buttons. Time to start decorating the hat. And I also want to give them both a scarf. And I think therefore I'm going to use this red velvet looking ribbon. Maybe in combination with this snowflakey ribbon too. This is iron wire, this one isn't. So yeah, this absolutely is perfect for the scarf. Maybe also for the hat, we'll see. Okay, just cut out some pieces. These two have the perfect width to have a scarf. With this one here upon the hat that is slightly too wide. So I think we're going to, yeah, of course, do the other side, fold it double. And then glue it here behind the hat of the snowman. Okay, I glued the scarf here upon the snowman, not too tight, so you can just put something underneath. Now it looks more natural like a scarf. And the band here around the hat. Maybe the lady scarf, I'm going to do that differently. Here for the boy, for example, the knot here, and for the lady here on the side. Just an idea to make sure that there is enough difference between girl and boy. This is just a little bit of the setup, and I want to take you with me. Here I just cut all small pieces just like a scarf, and this one will be glued here underneath this piece of fabric. This one will fall over. Oh, sorry, like it just made a knot, and I'm also going to cut here just up and down. So these, tassels actually, ruffled edge, will appear on that side too. Okay, about gluing, my tip is put a dot here and there. And then, sorry for the annoying angle. Just, put these together. And then you get a really some sort of folded, knotted scarf idea. Well, that doesn't look that good as I had it in mind, but I will show you when I glued everything. Just glued this one upon the back of this part and this one here upon the top section, and I just pinched them together and then glued them, and yeah, now I think it looks like just a real scarf. And the cool thing is that you can also just move it because I only glued it here. Well, I think this part is done. Now I'll move on to the lady. I'm going to do actually the same thing, but then with a knot here and maybe just one flap here. Here you can see the difference. The boy is a little bit more, you know, traditional, and this one I tried to make it more like a cape, some more elegance adding to it. I only want to give her a bow so that it's really visible that she's a girl, and I forgot to make eyelashes. I'm going to do that also with the permanent marker. Now, here are the eyelashes, and I took the rest of the roll of the fabric to make a, you know, big loop. I'm going to glue here, fold it over to that side so it gets one big loop, and then we'll see how we make a bow out of that. Now, here's the glued part, and I now have one big loop. I can pinch it down like this, but that is maybe a little bit too much. Actually, it looks kind of cool. Let's see how I'm going to do that. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I cheated a little bit on the bow making again. I put iron wire here in the center, just pinch it between my fingers and I wrap it really tight. But I also made it like this because I put a sneaky bit of iron thread here on the back side, and I pinched the outer parts just through the ribbon, slightly part, and then fold it double so it doesn't break loose. And now you have a perfect bow for her hair. Only needs to wrap a little bit around here, maybe some fishtails. Okay, the last finishing touch to spice things a little bit up, I can add some more color because the guy has a black hat upon its head. I can do this, but I think also that this would really make it cool. I'm going to try if this ribbon also looks great on the hat of the guy. Are you ready for the reveal? Here we go. I think they look super cute together. And I love the matching ribbons upon their heads. Yeah, I think this could look great on a front porch. What do you think? Write us down in the comment section.
And before we go further to our next Christmas inspiration, I have to tell you that this video is also part of a great get-together around the world we are hosting seasonally. Of course, for this time it is Mr. and Mrs. Claus Travels Around the World. So we have in our description box a link with a playlist with tons of beautiful creators who are joining us, and they show you lots of Christmas inspiration. So go ahead, check the link in the description box because you won't be sorry. You will love what you see. So go on and check the link in our description box. Of course, there you find also all the links for all the beautiful channels who are joining us. So lots of fun and lots of Christmas DIYs. So enough talking. Let's jump into our next Christmas inspiration. And here you see the main things we need for this DIY. You see already our stands for our lollipop, and they were only €1. It's nowadays similar like $1. So you can imagine $1 each. And I find them in the thrift store here. And I use some pieces of dowel. I always keep my leftovers. And I use a piece of free wood from IKEA. So the costs are very low. So the first thing what we're going to do, we are going to remove, of course, the sticker from the price. And I'm going to do this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 of my dowels, which are the same length. Of course, you can see it this way. I have to show it to you the right way. I take some instant glue, and I am going to use, this is the brand Patex. I don't know if you, if this familiar in other countries, I don't know, but it is just second glue, instant glue, just how you call it. And I think that's a little bit safer than I use my glue gun. So I'm going to place them in the middle and I'm going to glue them on top of here. And of course, before I'm going to glue it, I will use my reposable gloss, because one time I already did glue it myself. On an item, so we don't want to do that again. So we are keeping it safe. So I'm going to take a little bit of the glue, and I'm going to do it on the middle of our stand, and I'm just going to place my wooden dowel inside of it and keep it in place for a moment. So, but of course, take your time for this, because if you take a little bit more time, it works a little bit better. You see already our candle holders are already with the little dowel on top of it, and I'm going to let it dry for a little moment. The next thing what we are going to do, we are going to draw out with some pencil two of this round, and of course you can use any round you like. You can make them a little bit bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to draw this over, and I'm going to make two of them for both of the tops of our lollipops. You see already the two rounds I need, and I'm going to take you now outside to my jigsaw, and I'm going to saw it out. You see already, I started already painting. I am going to paint everything in the white color. My two wooden rounds and my stand with the dowel. I will do everything white. But of course, if you like more your stand in the black color, green color, any color you like, just go ahead. And of course, you can do the stamp of your lollipop in the different color. I am going to do everything in the white, and then we're going to make our accents. Already is everything painted in the white color, and you see here also our stands with the dowel on top of here. But what we're going to do right now, we are going to measure out the middle of our round, because we want to make a lollipop out of it with the red and the white yeah, stripes on it. It's not really stripes, you know what I mean if you see it in a moment. So I'm going to measure out the middle, and then we're going to make it in the red and the white color. So you see already I measured out with a little mark. I measured out the middle. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a marker, but I'm going to take a red marker. Of course, if you are great with painting, I hope you are better than me. So because I am going to do it with a marker, because you see already the pencil is already much thinner, so I can make better lines this way to get a better result. But if you are, like I said, a great painter, I hope you do it with paint, but I am not a great painter, so I'm going to do it with some marker. So I did cheat a little, because I have already made from with my pencil, and you see this is just a little gray pencil. So I just did a silhouette already where I want to have my stripes, because like I said, I'm not a great painter, and I am really would be really sad if I mess it up. So I am just did already a couple of the markers, and now I'm just going to go with my red marker over the lines to get a nice lollipop. So I will color this in, and then I show you how it's looking like. But also, before I forget, you can cheat also. So do just with a little gray pencil and do just like me, just cheat a little bit and just make already the lines. You see already I did the lollipop pattern on top of my slices. What I'm going to do, because I don't like the middle of my slice, and I need it a little bit bigger, because or else it wouldn't look right on top of my dowel. So I'm going to take the middle, and I have to look where I want to glue it. I'm just going to do a little dot of glue in the middle and laying down a piece of the smaller ribbon, and of course exactly in the middle, and keep it in place for a second until it is dried up. And now we are going to do totally around and exactly in the middle. I know it's a little bit hard to do, but try to get it as straight in the middle as you can. So this is what I mean, just try to get it in the middle, and I will do both of them. You see, I did both of the slices I did already with the black ribbon, and of course I use black, but you can use any color, and you even don't have to do it if you don't like this. It's also fine if you keep it in the white color. What we're going to do with our stands, we're just going to take our stand, and we are going to take a piece of our ribbon, and we place a little bit of glue over here. But first I'm going to make a little side cut on my, and this way, just sideways. I show it to you in a moment. I hope you can see it. I will keep it in the white space so you can see it. And I'm going to glue this on top of here this way so I can make some couple of turns. And I will do a little bit of glue over here to start my turning, because of course I want to have a couple of turns on my little dowel. And of course I hope it did dry already. And later on we will decorate this space, so don't worry about that. So just going to do a couple of turns and try to get them as even as you can. So I mean this way, and if we are upstairs we are going to cut it out and glue it together. And here you see already our two stands with the ribbon on top of it, and I think it looks very cute. So, but of course also this is optional, you don't have to do it, but I am really loving the black and white. What I'm going to do right now, I am debating if I will do the lines in the black color around it or not. So I have to think about it if I like it just to, with a marker, to make the lines in the black color. I don't know really if I have to do it or not, so I am thinking about it. We will see if how this will turn out. And you see, I did it. I had really a hard head in it if it will succeed or not, but I am really loving it much better when he is with the black stripes, and he is looking so nice together with my stand. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to first make a little display with some greenery on top of here, and then we're going to glue our lollipop on top of it. You see already we have the underside of our stand, and of course it was a candle holder or a cake stand. I don't know where for what they used it, but I will decorate it. I have some greenery, some over here. I have some red berries, and I have my black ribbon, and I have this ribbon, this not the velvet ribbon where we did this one with, but this is a little bit of ribbon with a little bit of a wire. But you can, of course, you can do any color you like, which you think is best for your decor. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to make 3 little pieces, and I will glue them inside of our stand. And of course I will cut it off. I will cut this one off open. So we have 3 same measurements. And of course we are going to fold them together on one side, and we are going to make a fishtail. So just cut it sideways. And you see, now we have 3 different ones. I'm going to glue them inside of here, and I glue them in a way of 3. So just do some glue on it, but make sure that they come out of your stand, because that's very important. And one over here, and just glue it together, and make sure again, fold it over a little bit. That's why you need the wire. And I'm going to do one over here this way, and again make sure, fold it over a little bit so you get a little bit of the fishtail outside of your stand before we do the greenery. And of course I'm always sitting under my glue, but doesn't matter. I'm going to take 3 pieces of my greenery. I have here 1, and I have on the top the 3rd one. Of course cut it off, and I will, this one's a little bit stronger to cut, and 1 over here. And we are going to also glue this one. Just do some glue on the tops, nothing more, only the tops, and just lay it sideways around your dowel or your lollipop stick. It doesn't matter how you call it, at least you know what I mean, because like I always say, my English is always a little bit worse than from someone who speaks English all the time. So I'm going to lay this one over here and just stick it on place until it is dried up. And I'm going to do the other one, but I have to keep it in place for a little more. This a little bit a stronger wire inside of this greenery. And I'm going to glue this one, and of course I need some glue, and I want to do it on camera as fast as I can, but most of the time when I try to do that, it always gets one mess. But I keep it in place and pull away the wires of our glue, and this one is not really sticking to the bottom. He is a little bit, I don't know how you call it in English. Here in the Netherlands we say dwars, but I don't know how you call it in English. And now we need another piece, and we are going to cut off some loose pieces, and this one is loose, so we get a couple of the bigger ones, and we have 3 of them. We cut off the ends, and we're just going to glue them also inside of here. And because you have 3, there is always a little room for one over here and one over here. And we are going to have another big one, and we are going to cut it again, and I'm going to glue this inside of here and keep it in place for a little moment. And we have a little bit of the, now here's also a bigger one, and I'm always cutting the ends, and maybe you think it's not necessary, but I always love that you also finish it off a little bit the same way. So again, keep it in place for a little moment. Now we are going to get some smaller pieces, and you can find little smaller branches on your, probably on your branch. So again, it's very boring. If you don't want to see it, just skip forward. But for everyone who does like to see it, I hope you enjoy it, because a lot of people say they like to see how I make it. So that's why I show it to you, and just glue it inside, but make sure that it stands up a little bit, so you get a little bit like a stage inside of your greenery. And again, also one over here, and just keep it in place for a second. And in the middle I do 4. And again, one over here, because I want to fill it up. And again, just squeeze it in, keep it in place for a little second. And this one, and I show it to you now. In a second I show you how it's look like from the inside. And of course, you see already, this is the inside, and it's very easy and simple, and I like it easy and simple. But of course, if you want to go out of your thing with decorating, just go ahead. I'm always keep it a little bit simple. Now I'm going to get some red berries, but I'm going to take a little bit of the darker ones. So I will cut off a couple of the darker ones, and I showed you a couple of them. So I do a couple over here and just stick it together. Keep it in place again for a moment. And we are going to do this one. And then I will do the rest out of camera from the berries, because this will take so long for you. So you see already, this is a little bit what I mean. I will do the rest of the berries, and then we do the next step. And you see already, we have the berries in place, we have our ribbon in place, our greenery in place. The only thing what we still need to have in place is our lollipop, and we are going to glue it on top of here. So I hope you can still see a little piece of the, so you can see what I'm doing. Just do a little bit of glue on top of here, and then we still need to have it to hold it for a little moment until it is dried up. So I will hold this for a moment, and then we are going to do a bow. You see here on the smaller one, we already have a nice little bow, and this is a so simple bow I always make, because I'm not a great bow maker. So I always make it the way you tie your shoes. Just make one loop, turn it over, and pull it under the other, and then you have already your bow. And Of course, you still have to work a little bit with it, but you see already it's a very simple and easy bow. I will give it some pulling and some pushing, so then you will see the same bow like you have here. You see already how our lollipops turned out, and I am really happy with it, but the only thing I don't like is that you see already that my lollipop, it doesn't shine, and normally a lollipop has a little glow, a little shine on top of it. So I'm going to make this with my Mod Podge, and I've used this Mod Podge, but you can use any Mod Podge you like. So I give this both of them a coat with the Mod Podge, and then you see the end reveal. And here you see the end reveal of our two lollipops on a stand. And I know they are a little bit different than you used to, but I like a little bit different. So in a moment I show it to you a little bit closer, but for now, thank you so much for being here and doing this DIYs together with Dyanne and me. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and I hope you like this content. If you want to see more DIYs, I hope you come on over and click the link in our description box for the rest of our DIYs, because there you find the link for our decoeasy main channel, and of course we also have a Christmas all year round channel, so go ahead and check it out. And for now, we wish you all a beautiful day. Stay safe, see you next time, bye.